Hey everybody, it's your girl Tenin, and I'm making a video real quick because I just finished having a conversation that was very stimulating and interesting, and I just wanted to share some of my thoughts about it. And it was about trust in relationships and how a lot of us women specifically, and many guys, but women specifically, are not trusting in our relationships. And not in the sense that we're all in these relationships where people are cheating on us and there's no love and no trust, but in the sense that we are bringing our baggage of things that have hurt us in the past to these new relationships that have the potential to be successful. But because all we know is our prehistory of being hurt, we don't trust that this is going to work. We don't trust this person we claim to love and want to be with, and we complicate things and we destroy things that may have very well been great relationships for us. So this is something I have personal experience with, and I've kind of unpacked this in my life with some like wise counseling and mentorship. And I just want to say that if you are a woman who's struggling with trusting issues of trust, most likely if you're a woman and you struggle with issues of trust, you don't really trust anyone, kind of. But especially with men, you have to understand that, and it's you. It's you. You're self-fulfilling that. You're bringing that to yourself. The fact that when you don't trust someone, you think, okay, everyone you meet, every guy you're gonna be with, every guy you're gonna date, is gonna break up with you. He's gonna leave you. He's gonna hurt you. He's gonna tell you one day that there's some other woman, and you are fulfilling that in your relationships. Most likely, that's what's happening. And the truth is that your lack of trust comes from a fear, and your fear the fear comes from an event, an experience that happened in your prehistory. And if you really, really want to be trusting and have a better relationship and not be paranoid and not feel insecure about your relationship or about yourself, and just breathe easier and be at more peace, then you have to go back and address your prehistory and say, okay, what happened to make me feel like this? Personal experience speaking, right now, my prehistory was, my parents had a divorce when I was little. Granted, it wasn't something that was traumatic to myself or my siblings, but for me, I internalized it as a little 7-year-old that, okay, the man who claims to love me, who's supposed to care for me, take care of me, be there for me, is not going to do that. He's going to leave us, and apparently I'm not good enough for him to stay. And so that was my first experience. And then in high school, I had a high school sweetheart who I adored. But then I felt like, he kind of basically cheated on me. And then in college, I had another situation. And that guy, he basically was completely dishonest with me. And those relationships and those experiences, beginning with my father, beginning with the first guy, and the second guy, and the third guy. My father, the first guy, first high school boyfriend, college boyfriend, um phased me. They compounded the belief in my mind, in my subconscious, that I couldn't trust men because every man that I was going to care for or love was going to leave me, and that was not the truth. um I came to a point though where I realized it's always been my heart's desire to be a mother. But before I'm a mother, I want to be a great wife. And I realized I'm never going to get to great wife status if I can't trust a man. If I meet guys and I'm bringing my baggage and my drama to the situation, it's just not going to happen. Or it may happen, but what's going to happen is I'm going to get cheated on, or I'm going to get left because that's what I'll be bringing to it. So I was like, okay, God, I need to kick this. And so how did I kick it? I had to address the fear. I had to say, you know what? No, I am worthy. I am worthy of being loved. I'm worthy of being committed to. I'm worthy of being given fidelity. I'm worthy of these things. Because that fear, when you feel that you've been rejected, it brings to you the insecurity. Because you try to justify reasons why these individuals leave you. So for me, I thought to myself, okay, I must be too fat, I must be too black, I must be too loud, I must talk with my hands too much, all sorts of reasons. So I had insecurities that compounded on fears, and I just had this really, it was a big issue for me. And even as a little girl, I remember not trusting men, older men. Granted, thank the Lord, I never had any issues with abuse or any type of issues like that from adults and men adults, but I just didn't trust them. I just didn't like male authority, and I didn't trust men. And I thought also, if you're a woman and you're thinking like, wow, I kind of feel the same way, we got to understand that that's unhealthy though, because um, men are vital to society, to life. Men are our balance. They are our counterparts. That's what God gave us, women. You know, we don't have anyone else. We have our men. We have men. So it's important for us to get this right. You know, it's really worth it for you to figure out your trust issues and work through them. So, like I was saying, I had my trust issues. I had to address the fear. My fear was being hurt, being left. I had to, and how I addressed it was just basically by getting a new summary of myself. And what I mean by that is when those guys left me, I let their character, you know, for all intents and purposes, I let what they did, their actions define me. I let it be all that to me. And it really wasn't that. That was reflective of their choice and character, and reflective most likely of the nature of the relationship, but it had nothing to do with who Tenin was. And once I realized that, it made everything easier. You know, it made me realize, okay, you know, that wasn't me. I'm not responsible for that. I can't carry that weight around, and I don't deserve to take it to my next relationship. And once you get the trust thing down, it really changes your life. It changes your mind. It helps you out. So it's worth it. I encourage you ladies to go ahead, share your thoughts, share your feelings, ask me questions if you have any questions. But let's start trusting people. Identify your fear, address the insecurities behind the fear, and just make a choice to trust, okay? And have love and love yourself.